Cooleaf operates in the highly competitive employee engagement software sector. Well-established competitor Achievers and startups Kias, Highground, and YourCause all raised 7-digit funding rounds in 2014. Co-founder Prem Bhatia shares Cooleaf's journey and pivot.
We enable corporations, generally employers, mid to large size organizations, execute out on their employee engagement strategy. And the way in which we do that is we create a platform for employees to actually come together around events and activities that they're passionate about, that are relevant to them. And so that could be anything from someone putting together a rock climbing outing to people coming together for more serious business-oriented events, happy hours, things like that. But what we found is we have a rewards recognition platform that allows them to come together and actually get rewarded for leading up the culture and participating in the culture. And we're working with everybody from small employers with about 150, 200 employees, all the way up to thousands of employees, large systems like DeKalb Medical, Georgia State University. We started with a hypothesis, like most startups do, concept really, and then went out to the market. And our concept originally was much more health and wellness oriented. So it was about sort of people coming together and experiencing fitness classes and having a pick of the different fitness classes around Metro Atlanta they could pick and choose from, sort of an iTunes-like model. And we actually got quite a bit of traction with that in terms of, some folks that really loved it and were using it pretty actively, but it wasn't enough to sort of monetize really at scale. So we realized that we started doing some experimentation with group events, and we realized that there were people that really like group events, and in fact, corporations do that all the time. It's team building events. And what we realized was we stumbled in this problem that they don't really know what to do. They've got, team building events that are happening, that they're sort of coming up ad hoc. There may be an admin that's coming up with these ideas. Someone heard about something, so they put it together. But it's not really the core business of a corporation to put that stuff together and be really good at it. So we started iterating our product because we realized that we could actually put a business together around this, and we now have been doing that for a while. And we realized that that's a great business to be in, which is you kind of put together a strategy. It's a little bit more consultative, put together a strategy for engagement around activities and events for a company. And it's based on what their employees are actually saying. So we'll survey, we'll put together a recommendation, and we'll say to employer, this is what we think is going to resonate. And generally they say, yes, maybe we'll switch this out, yes, for the rest. And we give them a 12-month strategy and we execute out and find the vendors to actually do this work. And we're a little bit more consultative in nature. So we realized that that was a good model, and we actually have renewed a few of our clients on that model. But now we started moving to the idea that a lot of companies don't need that help. What they need is organizing the stuff they're already doing. They already have plenty of people that can plan this stuff, but they don't have a good way to actually organize that. They use Outlook calendar invites, or they're using Google Docs to put together sign-up sheets. And it's a lot of calendar invites that are just flying around. They don't have any analytics around what's working, what's not, which divisions are most active, how do they reward and recognize people for actually participating in the culture. And so we now have built a very robust technology platform for that that's web and mobile enabled, and we're starting to get larger and larger employers that don't need the help on the event side, but really need the technology platform to manage that engagement program. It's a tough thing to come to and say, okay, well, hey, what we set out to do, that may be a cool idea, but it may not actually monetize, or it may not be a business, right? And we realized that, I'd say, after doing it for about 4 to 6 months, we realized that we can get some traction, we can get some big names, that we put on our site, and that are actually showing it to employees and saying, yeah, we'll open it up to our employees. We're not going to pay anything for it, but you start to get those lessons and those kind of signals in the market and say, well, what are they interested in doing? What are the pain points that they're really interested in solving? So we started getting, I think, a little bit more focused about that, and being really honest with ourselves and being like, look, this may not work. We may need to revisit this and figure out what's really working. What are they willing to pay for? What's a pain point for them? And really digging down and figuring that out. People will tell you nice things all day, but what are they willing to pay for? What are they actually interested in? What are their problems? That's what it came down to, and just sort of that analysis, and just being more and more rigorous with ourselves. And we're still doing it. We're still growing. We're still actually iterating the product around that.